Hey guys, so if you're playing Jotunnslayer, you might have noticed that we had an unofficial patch go out yesterday. I thought that probably means it's a good time to go through the skill shop and explain really what you're aiming for, how to make your life easier, and how to try and get as much fun out of this game as possible. Now, obviously, one of your main goals is to have fun, but other than that, what you want to be doing is unlocking insane. You're going to work your way through easy, normal, hard, and then insane. You need to unlock insane on each of the 4 maps. There's currently 4. And you also want to be unlocking all 6 of the modifiers that are available on those maps. Once you've achieved that, you can now start doing insane runs, and that's when the game gets really crazy. So if you want to make your life a little bit easier, head over to the skill shop. And my suggestion for everybody would be to not start with the classes, but to actually start with the gods. As you will be able to see when I put up the gameplay video, I've already bought a number of the passives, and actually most of the passives, if not all, and some of the skills and some of the new passive skills. I'm not buying everything, and that would be my first hint to you. You don't want to buy anything that you're not going to use, because it's only going to end up being an option for you within the game that is going to then mean that you're not going to get a different option for a skill you might want. So you want to keep the options for each god as small as you possibly can, and the only way to control that is either to banish some of the skills when they're presented, or to not unlock them in the first place. So you can save yourself some points here by not unlocking everything. Now the passives, I think, or the permanent passives, which are on the right hand side here, I think they are the best place to start. If you're going to be earning coins, you want to be coming in here and you want to unlock all of the permanent passives first. If you want to do it a different way, that's absolutely fine. My best friend has done it a completely different way. He has unlocked the skills within the class that he wanted to play, but I wanted to play all of the classes and try them all out. So by unlocking the permanent passives within the god skills, those will apply to every single class that I pick. So there's no worrying about where I've spent my points. I will benefit from these. And even if I don't pick those gods, then I will still benefit from the passives. So that makes a real difference, and it really will make a big difference to your run. Now, Freya is probably the best place to start, because if you come down to the main skills, or the main skill here that's going to cost you 6 points, we've got revival, and this gives you a revive. This means that instead of ending your run when you die, you get to revive and continue your run. Makes a big difference if you want to complete things. Now, you will lose a portion of your resources that you earn from that run if you've died and used a revive, but you can also use some of the permanent passives in order to reduce how much you lose. So you can go through those there in some of the other gods, but you can reduce the amount that you lose. But I would definitely recommend putting 6 points in revive. Means that you can keep going. Now you'll see that they are 1 point up here. You've got attack speed coming down here for an overall of 25%, or you've got a collecting range of 7% coming to a total of 50% once you've bought the bottom skill. They make a big difference, and so does the damage reduction. But you can go through each of the gods, and you can see here Thor gives you maximum health and all damage. He also gives you hit point regeneration. I don't worry too much about Brock and Sindri as far as any of the skills go. They're all going to be passives within the game, but you can later on grab yourself the permanent passives, where you're going to get a gold imp spawn chance that will give you gold, and I will, as I promised, do my gold build video next, so therefore he will benefit from that, and I'll explain that in that video. You've also got resource bonus, so that makes a difference there. Into Loki, and you can do movement speed, you can do gold drop chance, you can do evasion. That does make a difference. And for 6 points down here, you have got a stun chance every time you open a chest. That can be really useful, especially when you're on insane runs, certainly any insane runs with some modifiers on. Odin, again, in the game, I do not worry too much about. I don't buy any of the skills, I never use him, but you can get yourself attack damage, you can get experience gained, which I always like, you can get double skill and reward, which I really like. That makes a difference so that when you level up, you actually stand a chance of getting 2 choices rather than just 1. And the Blasphemy can be useful. I was playing around with it, using it early on in order to get rid of a god option, but actually I think where you benefit most here is once you've got your 3 gods chosen, so it is a 3 god maximum, which hopefully you all understand already, but once you've picked the 3 gods that you're going to be choosing from, if you've already taken everything you want from one of the gods, if you then use Blasphemy on them, then you will only be presented with the 2 gods that you have left and your class, and that can make it a little bit easier and save you on some of the rerolls. Skady I like, couple of good skills, but you're going to get some cooldown reduction, you're going to get reflect chance, and you're going to get rerolls here and seals here. Seals is to keep it open for the next time that you select that god. And then in Njord, I'm pronouncing it Njord, I think that's right, you've got revive resource penalty. So this is where you will reduce how much you lose. You can actually reduce it by up to 50%. You've got a 6-point skill here, which is the common chance when you level up. It's going to be a better chest, and then you've got the other one over here, which is a 5% for a rare chance. And then down the middle here we've got crit chance coming to overall 10%, and then, like I said, the resource bonus. My suggestion is that you start here with all of the gods. You take all of your permanent passives, every single one. Maybe there's a couple that you just think, no, I won't use that at all. That's fine. And make sure you understand which ones you're picking and if you know what ones not to take. And then you can start actually working on additional skills. And what you really want to be doing is opening up that level 4, the level 18 there, so that you can actually max out the skills. You can do that for each of them. I'm a fan of Freya. Sometimes I use her sword. I've already upgraded that, and I've also done the divine wave. I think it's really useful, but I don't like these other skills. I don't use them, so I don't bother upgrading them, because otherwise they will be presented or they'll be wasted, so it's not worth it. Thor's another good one. The 4 directions of lightning is really good. If you're looking for a nice, easy, survivable build, you could potentially go with Thor, Freya, and Skady. Skady has an area of effect skill. Freya has the area of effect skill. I would pick that one. And then Thor has the lightning. If you take those as your 3 auto cast, then you can pretty much just run through mobs and they will all die. You could, if you wanted, go for Njord. Njord actually has a bubble that you can unlock. There's the main skill, and then adding it level 4. As you can see, you've got passives as well. Some of the passives I take, I quite like that one. That helps. If you're doing the area of effect here, then that goes quite well with it. You've also got the possibility to decrease the cooldowns of class and god skills, so I like that, but I don't bother with any of the other skills. And here you can see I'm not doing a snow fight or the ice block here. It's just going to give me more skills that I don't want to pick from, because I already know what I'm going to choose. Once you've done all of your passives for the gods, then you can start thinking about doing the passives for your class. I've been mainly playing Warden, so I've already put as many points in here, but I do like the series, so I've already grabbed those, and then I've now starting to work back through the others so that I can play them at some point. But I do still have things to unlock. As you can see, I haven't done anything for Revenant or for Flame Sister yet, or I've done a bit here, nothing for Revenant. So I am still working on earning my gold, and like I said, in the next video I will cover what I think is the best gold farming build, which does work around the Warden. So please do subscribe if you want to see that, and thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoy the game, and I will put out more content as and when I come up with it. Thanks for watching. See you all next time.